Hello, fellow AFL enjoyers. Back reacting to a very peculiar round of footy. A lot of smashings, but before we get to the smashings of the round, right, we're going to skip to the last game because that's incredible, moment to end the round. We didn't expect it.
Absolute cinema.
Mate, cinema, mate.
It was a movie.
Shout out Chris, man. Shout out Chris. He said I nearly dropped his baby, but I'm sure the baby would forgive him, once it figures out, what's going on. But yeah, that's that's great for St Kilda fans, man. That's a nice little bit of nourishment for you guys right there.
We did say that this was likely to be the closest game last week because we were looking at all these potential smashings. We're like, well, is Melbourne Saints the game to watch? And it wasn't for 3 quarters, but that last quarter was the most insane thing I've ever seen. And you can actually say that because historically, it's the biggest comeback of all time from 3/4 time.
And it wasn't even
ever.
That's I didn't realize that. That's
it was,
crazy.
yeah, biggest ever. The funny thing was, it wasn't even from start to end of the quarter, just pure domination. Like there was moments Melbourne, like there was no goals for 5 or so minutes. Melbourne had shots on goal, sprayed them. Like the amount of things that had to go right, including the 6-6-6 at the end, which was chaos, by the like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then somehow it just ends the way it ends. Perfect kick from Marshall, by the way. Not enough people saying that.
No, brilliant set play.
Well, that's the thing. He knew that only Naz could get to that ball when he kicked it. You know what I mean? That was a great kick.
And there was a coordination between Naz and him to tell, like they were talking about it, and then no one could catch him.
And before that, though, you've got the Specky.
Yeah.
And he slots. Like this is the thing. Like with both the shots,
to the middle.
The last one, he just needed a point, right?
Yeah.
But the one before that, to thread that, unreal, man.
Look, this guy is arguably the best player in the game at the moment. Right?
On form, he is. Even before this game, he was up like top 2 or 3.
But just the half of the obviously the excitement is St Kilda coming back. But I just think the fact that Nazaya had the last 2 shots and he put this game on his back like I haven't seen in a very, very long time. And I mean, he kicked 4 goals as a midfielder. Like,
mind you, so it was the Specky one, the sealer. One of the other ones was this insane inside out from like 40. He had no right doing a banana from the angle he did. So just the skill level, like you would expect a key forward maybe to kick 2 in a row like that at the end, or like a Jamie Elliott type, but not a guy who's like he basically plays everywhere, takes kick-ins and then does that.
He's played all positions. He's played half-back, midfield, wing. Now he's resting forward.
But in the one game, man.
Yeah.
He took kick-ins this game, CBAs, and then out of the square taking speckies.
Complete one-man show.
Look at this heat map, bro. There's blue dots everywhere. There is everywhere, man.
That was just such a fascinating watch. Obviously, it's amazing to see the Saints come back, but to see those last moments where there's a minute left, and you're right, everything kind of happens. They transition the ball. He takes a 1-on-2 specky mark, straight to the middle. Then there's 13 seconds left because Naz actually took his time with that set shot to get it right. He's pointing, he's sprinting. Melbourne are all sorts. He gets it again. You're like, what could this guy not do? That was half the excitement, was just this specific player. But Melbourne, like, how do you lose from 46 points? Like, that's inexcusable.
I've been saying all year, man, the fake smile, like everything they do from a body language perspective looks fake to me. When they're winning and it's all happy, high fives, and it just seems like manufactured, try and insert vibes where they don't exist. And this is the proof of it. Like a team with chemistry never lets this happen. Literally.
Well, yeah, it literally doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And you talked about how Melbourne had their chances. Oliver had this little play where he could snap in the last 2 minutes.
Correct.
And he misses everything. There was another one that missed everything as well. Or was it a point? I can't remember, but it's like they just bottled it so hard.
And how does Cozzy get stuck on the bench when there's goals, there's stoppages?
That's right.
What's going on?
And Petty drops it on the boundary line and they manage to kind of get it out. It was fascinating, man. It was fascinating. And the added excitement part was the fact that all of us were watching the St Kilda thing and also watching Matt's final draft game.
So that spoiler alert.
Nice little segue.
I know, yeah. Look, this game, like, as much as I was like excited about, Saints doing their thing, honestly, like I was sitting on the couch just bewildered and upset at Jack Steele. Like, honestly, bro, like that I've never had more, like this has been my worst pick. Like Horn Francis was my first pick in this year's draft, and he's missing the entire rest of the season. Jack Steele's been worse. He's been worse. I don't know, apparently he had a shoulder injury. doesn't matter, bro. Like, why? Like, you're playing forward. Like, what are you
And
doing?
the thing is,
get in there and get ball.
Yeah, he teased you because you had admitted you like probably deep down you're like, I'm going to lose this. Then he kicks a goal.
Then he kicks a goal
in a close
contested.
game. You're thinking points. You know,
They should have bumped his points up as well, which was annoying. But look, all I'm going to say with him now is never again list. You're not handsome.
Welcome,
either.
join me.
No, you're not handsome.
Now officially, you're not hot anymore. You're just, I think that was the appeal.
And there's one
of
more
Jack
thing.
Steele. Now it's gone.
So not handsome anymore.
Yeah.
Never again list on Supercoach.
Never again.
And you admit that I was right that he's not a top 3 mid of the 2020s.
Look, now he's not. Now that the 20, look,
Oh,
now
wow,
that
it's come full circle.
No, now that the 2020s, we've gone further on. He ain't there anymore.
Thank you.
People have gone above and beyond you. The inside bull mid is not vibing anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's the Dakes era. Now it's the Bailey Smith era.
It's the agility,
Now
the power, the skill.
It's the Naz era.
Yep. It is the
Jack
Naz era.
Steele it's a thing of the past. You can't have more than one of those mids in your team. You can barely have one in your team now. Seriously.
No, you're right. And it is a Naz era, and according to his teammate, he's the best player in the world. Did you see,
Is he the best player in the world?
did you see Jack Higgins?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you missed that interview.
No,
It was as good. Like, Jack Higgins won goal of the year years ago, and he had that thing where my heart is beating 1,000 minutes per second, right?
Yeah, no, I remember.
He has not gotten any better. He literally said in the interview, "On God." He said, like, "On God."
On God, he's the best player in the world.
He someone train this kid. I know he's like probably a bit low IQ, but like train this guy. That
I think
was
he's finished now, bro. I think just let him do his thing now.
for the having the Enjoys draft in the background, having that massive comeback, having Jack Higgins just after the game.
Can we just pause on that just
That
quickly?
was special.
The reason why we banter Matza, back-to-back champ.
Yes.
So shout out Matza. Not you're here, but hey,
Yeah,
man.
nah. Look, so everyone was coming.
Everyone was gunning for
Like-
him. The memes were in full effect when he
Yeah,
lost. Like
nah,
I
fair
might
enough.
have joined in with one. Like
understandable.
Might have.
Probably my favorite thing of anti-Matza sentiment on the draft was something about you saying Collingwood winning the premiership and Matza winning is like the darkest timeline.
The darkest
I think
timeline.
honestly that was the pinnacle of anti-Matza sentiment of draft. Which look, understandable, man. Like I became the Golden State Warriors. You know, I want to see him keep winning.
No,
And
you
look,
don't. You
You
don't.
know, like
There
Nick
are-
Sudzidi is the Toronto Raptors.
he is. And what am I having made the final last year and back in the final? Redemption, yeah.
Depending
if
on
anyone
if you win,
cares.
depending if you win or lose, mate, are you going to be Sydney Swans? Or, is that what you're going to
Ooh.
be?
Oh, what if I'm the Sydney? I just keep bridesmaiding.
Yeah, mate.
Shit.
You know, they haven't won in years.
And I've got Heaney on my team too. Shit. Anyway.
There it is, mate. Nah,
So now we got Zuds and Matty Karan.
Look, shout out to Nick
In the
Sudzidi.
semis?
That composure he had in the last day when things didn't go his way.
Man.
Yeah, because I was laughing. I'm like, Toronto's out, Pendlebury's out,
Yeah.
But look, nah. Shout out Zuds, man. I'm
Shout out.
happy for him. Ready for next year. Pick 7 next year, so I get an earlier pick. You know what I mean? I'm sick of, this last pick of the, the
Interesting,
first round.
interesting.
Now I'm ready, man.
I'll take it. That's all right.
There's going to be players. There's going to be I reckon there's going to be more than 6 players that I want to pick.
Maybe Naz. He's your boy.
Exactly right. Like I'm thinking already, like Dakes, Naz, Bont, Sherry. Now all of a sudden, I feel like there's a few players in that top category. Butters. I'm keen for one of those guys because my first pick was Horn Francis.
Off season begins now, I guess, man.
What's that?
Research off season begins.
100%. Anyway, we've
Actually, we can segue. Does the off season begin now with Melbourne?
Ooh. Oh, 100%.
They're talking Goodwin's gone. Like, I mean, I don't know why that's like a surprise. Melbourne's had an atrocious year, and obviously this is like the low point, losing this game.
Yeah, I think they're in a similar position to other teams who've traded around they've traded out their first round pick. It's like, gosh, now all of a sudden we can't even enjoy the draft and that part of the season.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, I think at the very least for them, they managed to get 2 good young mids in this previous draft. Hopefully that can be their springboard in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years.
They
That's
drafted
what you can
decently
hope for.
well, and they sort of did get ahead of I think they know that there's change coming. Hence, they traded into last year's draft, got Lindsay and Langford.
Yeah.
Look, the whole Goodwin thing, no one really knows, but clearly, he's won a premiership, but since then, it's been underwhelming.
Very underwhelming, and they've underachieved.
They've underachieved. Like, Petrarca's obviously had his issues last year. Not quite the same this year, obviously.
No.
Clary, not the same player.
Well, he's had 2 bad years now, so I'm not confident that he can get back to his
Correct.
best.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's fair. Like now it's done
Yeah.
for Clary. we would
Yeah.
say.
Stephen May, look, chemistry with his teammates obviously is a bit choppy,
Yeah,
to say
I
the
was saying
least.
that, yeah, nah. And I admit that week he abused, he was abusing
Gorney,
Gorney.
Gorney,
It's like, bro, without Gorney, you'd be nowhere near any of these games.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know where they go from here. Obviously, we'll see. Like, Petrarca could easily just ask out again. I don't know. But yeah, season well and truly cooked for them now.
I'd like to see the Saints play a bit more aggressively, because if they can do that, I mean, everything did go their way. Like the Brad Hill goal was insane. Cooper Sharman, absolute cannon from outside 50.
Yes.
And, you know,
well, look,
we love a medium forward here. So
we'll go through the tips later, but they're playing North next week. If they're not going to go aggressive in that game, I don't know when they will. So we'll see.
Yeah. Have their fortunes changed? Like, is it because of Naz being in the midfield? Does that help them that much? That dynamism?
What he did in that game was nothing short of incredible. So he literally put the team on the back. He's him, man.
But other people step up too, like Mason Wood. No one talking about him. He was great in the last quarter.
Yeah,
true. He's got that physical
He's a pretty good player, Mason Wood.
Yeah. Look, their defense is solid enough, but I think that's more of a team thing, not an individuals thing.
Your boy Max Hall.
Another
good game.
who actually dropped in draft.
He dropped in the end, though.
Only because I had Tom Mitchell with the E, and then at halftime he's on 50 something. I thought I'll back him in, and to be fair, he did well. He got 93. So anyway, no,
they still got Philip Wood to come back and play football next year.
True. Tyrood just getting started. Yeah, Travaglia getting started.
They actually have a good core group of young kids. I think Mitch Owens is better than what he's currently playing.
Well, King's gone for now.
King hasn't played for how long now?
You know.
Yeah. Curious if Mitch Owens eventually gets that run in the midfield and is that bull. But even if he's not, like at worst case, he's like Cam Zerha, and that's a pretty decent player. You know, medium forward, tackles, flies for marks, pressure. Yeah. I think there's enough there to be excited about, you know, for maybe the next 2-3 years, maybe.
Yeah, and I think if we swap Tom de Koning for Nazaya, I think that's probably a fair trade for Carlton as well.
Yeah, no.
Is that all right?
Is that the segue into the Thursday game? Or?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Carlton keeps playing on Thursday nights, and I keep not watching. Because whatever.
And they keep somehow being down by a lot and then salvage a half respectable scoreline, even though no one's buying
There's no respect, mate. This game was about Doherty, and I think it was too much about Doherty.
Threw him forward.
I just thought, you know what? I'm a bit of a conspiracy theorist, as you guys know.
Okay.
Right? And I think the world's run by lizards. No. I think that Carlton intentionally told Doc, this is your game because we're going to get annihilated by Hawthorn and we need a cover story. And I'm not joking. That's generally how I feel. Otherwise, they would have done it against Melbourne, where we had a chance to win and did win.
But the story will be, we won. We didn't need a cover up.
They didn't need a cover up against Melbourne because they backed themselves in against Melbourne.
And why is it? I mean, there's only a few more games. Like, why isn't he just waiting it out and having the last game the farewell
They
game?
do that. Like a lot of players retire a couple games early for some reason, and there's probably like to give an opportunity to another player. Like I don't have any issue with that. I actually prefer it, but I do think they've picked that date as a cover up because they go, oh, this could look ugly, and it was ugly, and we don't know how to send off a player because anytime we have a milestone player on Michael Murphy, Cad Simpson, they get annihilated. But
it's funny to me how, like, sorry, just on that point, it's funny to me how, like, a player's milestone game or retiree game is somehow supposed to, like, galvanize the lads. Like, if you need that to play well, you're not a good team.
Yeah, it's fair.
And it really works. I can tell you that from a North perspective.
Well, mate, it didn't work for even, like, Paddy Dangerfield in there.
Yeah.
And his big milestone game.
It literally means nothing.
Shouldn't be talking about Geelong. And, talking about that. We'll get there.
I'm going to be
eventually.
twitching, man. Don't.
Yeah, I know.
Don't talk.
I know. Don't want to talk about Danger this week.
But yeah, no, look, Hawks are obviously on another level.
Yeah.
And they looked back to their best against us.
In large parts, yeah. Kalsha Dia, Mitch Lewis. Beginning of the game, obviously Dia just takes a screamer on Doherty. Which is funny.
Oh, God.
But Mitch Lewis out-muscling Wiedering.
It was Haynes.
Was it Haynes?
I think it was Haynes.
I thought it was Wiedering.
No, it wasn't
I
Wiedering.
was going to say, no. Wiedering, he's the strongest boy in the world.
Wiedering doesn't lose one
I don't know, man. I remember being impressed because it was Wiedering.
I was very impressed, but I'm pretty sure it was Haynes. I could be wrong. I think it was Haynes.
Yeah. Tell us in the comments.
Yeah, tell us in the
Haynes
comments.
or Wiedering, just one word. In any case, the fact that he's able to be that bully key forward, Kalsha Dia's flying at everything, Gunston's just taking up space and being very good at knowing where to be and take up that space. So they're dangerous, man.
Oh, they are. They absolutely toyed with us, and they're a weakness of Carlton, that type of team.
The funny thing is, though, with Hawthorn, so we would agree they're building now with Will Day back as well to be in their best form, but they've got the hardest run-in of any of these top 8 teams. I'll quickly let you know. So Adelaide Oval this week against the Crows, Pies, Demons, Lions at the Gabba.
Yeah, they've got to win. They've got to win 2.
Yeah, and they'll get the one over Melbourne.
So they need to win Adelaide Oval, tough. Collingwood, Is that their best bet?
It might be.
Brisbane at the Gabba. They'll be going for top 4.
Yeah.
It's not over for them either.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But
We'll
who's
see.
their threat? The Dogs. The Dogs. Yeah,
The Dogs will have to win all games, and Hawthorn would have to lose 3 of them,
Yeah,
which is possible.
it is possible.
So we'll see. Anyway,
Yeah, look, I think, despite the conspiracy claims of Doherty, we got to give him his flowers as a player, as a dude. You know, he's a comeback story for him. You know, so it was awesome. I thought I felt like it was going to be symbolic of my draft win when I dropped him before the game. You know, because I thought it was just a savage moment. Like I don't care about the about the
no
milestone.
sentimentality. And
No sentimentality. I just dropped him. But I was happy to see him, do well, kick some goals, and
but not too well.
But not too well. Exactly.
Look, Doherty. What we forget? Obviously, he's had cancer twice, 3 knee recos. Before his first knee reco, he was the most laser kicker. They used to just play him in just the seagull role, and he'd have 30 kicks, and 29 of them would be effective. He was a menace of a footballer. And obviously, his body's taken the toll, and he hasn't been. Look, this year he's had a poor year, but previous seasons he's been still pretty good contributor. Look, I don't have anything else to say about the game. I am a little bit disappointed in Carlton's mentality because it generally felt to me like, we'll just make this about Doherty, and we don't really have any intention to win the game. We just have an intention to feel good about Doherty. That's how it felt. And yeah, Doherty's retiring, but we've got a game to win. And that was basically never said. And there was no messaging from the club that made me feel like they actually cared about winning, thought they could win, tried to win. It was just like, Doherty kicked the goal. That's good. Bro.
It's a bit of a loser mentality.
It's a massive loser mentality because the top teams would celebrate him when it's time to celebrate, but the priority is always the win. And Carlton loves the celebration. They love a Carlton respects. They love some other thing. Anything but football. And I've said that throughout the season, and I feel like the Doherty thing reinforced that. So that was a sign, another sign of a team that's just lost the plot.
Yep. No, well said. Another team that's lost the plot, which was to my great joy, was Essendon.
Yeah, it was. We enjoyed this until maybe about 24 hours later. But yeah, look, the impressive part of this one, right? So 7 to Norton, 6 to Darcy. That hasn't happened where 2 guys have kicked 6 goals, like 2 teammates have kicked 6 goals since Buddy and Cyril.
Ooh, yeah. My mind went even further back to Lloyd and Lucas.
Yeah,
but see, that makes sense.
I can't remember the exact days and dates and whatever it was, but there was a list that someone posted.
Buddy and Cyril.
Buddy and Cyril.
I thought it was Buddy and Roughhead.
They did do it.
They did,
but
well.
in between those 2 games that they kicked 6 each, Bradshaw and Jonathan Brown.
Yeah. Yep.
They both did that twice as well. So
yeah. Well, Norton, mate, he loves playing bad teams.
Ooh, yeah.
So that's like a given. Darcy getting the 6. Look, I do feel a little bit for the Bombers. They get another injury. A little bit, not too much. Relax.
Yeah.
They get another injury.
Yeah.
Ridley, season's kind of done. Yeah. But here's where I stop feeling sorry for them. Put Cale Gerine in, my boy.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude had 16 touches and 7 marks in the VFL. If you're going to brag about having the most debutants ever in a year, get one more. My boy in brackets. If he doesn't, it's a personal vendetta. How is he not in the team?
He does watch the pod, Scott. So
give him a game.
Friend of the pod, Brad Scott. Get Cale Gerine.
That's all I have to say about Essendon.
Lineup. Yeah.
Give Cale Gerine a game for me. Not for your fans, for me.
Look, the Dogs beat up on a weekend shit team.
Same old story, really.
They do this every second week, and it is a 2-tiered comp where the first 9 to 10 teams are really good and the rest are terrible.
It's like Division 1 and 2.
Yeah,
legit. Like it's bad right now.
Should we talk about the next game then?
Yeah,
being honest. So Giants, man. So I'm watching this game and I'm seeing Sydney do well, and part of me is like, yeah, something about it just feels like that's what they kind of always do to the Giants. They just show up.
Well, they have won. Was the last 4 or 5?
And they've been the better team mostly the last couple of years, so that made sense. I went for a shower, missed the whole third quarter. I come for the start of the fourth, and I see the score flipped on its head. I'm like, what on earth happened? I missed it. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
But man, that is crazy. Obviously, there was the halftime stuff with The
Toby-
fat shaming and
Toby-
stuff like
That's
that.
hilarious.
That
Nah,
was
fair game.
that-
Fair game. Fine.
I agree, man. Because Tom Papley is one of the biggest yappers
Oh,
in the league.
bro, yaps hard.
Yeah, he's looking a little bit overweight. We'll see how he goes at
Second half.
Yeah,
But the funniest part is the tone. Like a lot of players when they get interviewed at halftime are very considerate and they'll give some information. And the interview of Toby Green was, I'm not even acknowledging you exist. I'm just going to say some dumb shit. And then it's not like, oh, thanks, mate. I'll talk to you after. He just walks off.
Yeah.
Like Toby's he's just so much attitude. I love
And the
it.
funny thing about the rivalry is the players themselves, like I believe Heaney and Toby Green have business together. Like there's a very healthy on-field rivalry where they actually can say things like this and it gets nasty on the field. And then obviously off the field, it's a bit different. But it's kind of like if you're playing your mates and you know how to hit them, you know where to hit them.
Yeah.
It's quite funny.
Yeah, and I think it has to be. It has to be like the best teams are nasty on the field, man. But that apparently Toby Green reckons that halftime spray he got from Kingsley was like the worst he's ever seen. Like he just abused them, and they come out and play some of the best football we've seen.
Well, at the end of the day, and I've said this to Matzo about North Melbourne, which we'll get to. Footballers these days aren't victims of the spray like that anywhere near as much as they used to be. And I'm sorry, they're grown men. It's elite sports. That would get you going. If you're a grown-ass man, I'm sorry, your masculinity is questions. You're coming out, you're running through a brick wall. And I am convinced teams like North Melbourne that have been coddled for years, that's part of the reason they haven't developed sooner.
which is weird because the coach is Alistair Clarkson.
We don't know. Look, truthfully,
Like,
I must say, we don't know what he's saying, but like by all accounts, that's not happening.
Doesn't
No,
sound like
well,
it.
Kingsley's he looks like a scary dude. You don't want to be the end of his spray.
I think
Bloody
I've said
oath.
it before. I think
Yeah.
he's the scariest
Yeah,
coach
he's scary.
in the league.
Yeah.
Because dude is just he looks jacked. I can't tell if he actually is jacked.
No,
I
he's
don't know.
jacked, bro.
Because I don't know, the orange I don't think really is the most flattering color. But like, yeah, nah, dude, yeah, scary dude.
I don't know how a team flips it on their head like that. I mean, Sydney kicked 1 goal in the second half. So who knows how many the Giants kicked?
What was it
Well,
10,
it was
11, 12?
more.
12 goals, 8 to 1
Yeah.
goal, 2. Yeah.
Yeah, jeez. Yeah. I was say central
to
to
end
that.
Sydney's season like that, unbelievable.
Yeah, no. The central to that, right, is like I reckon one of the stronger waves of the tsunami. It's Finn Callahan, man.
Yeah,
That goal that he kicked running,
setting the tone straight away.
setting the tone, just running straight through the middle of the ground, popping it in. It's one of the better goals of the year, and it's pretty much only him and what. There's not too many others who can do what he does, with that power and the fact that he's got height as well. Like it's kind of just him and Naz at that height and that speed and that kicking ability.
And he's still a young player, Callahan.
Yeah, and funny enough, St Kilda they put the offer at him and justified in the end. Like you can imagine that him and Naz together in the same midfield. My God, that's look, probably thankfully that didn't happen, man. Maybe St Kilda would be a powerhouse if it did.
Can't have that.
Yeah, no, exactly no. But yeah, no. So between him, Tom Green didn't have his best game, but like, who kicked the goals, man? I can't even think right now.
For who?
Well,
Giants?
For the Giants,
it was a good spread. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought Jake Stringer could be a point of difference when it comes to finals. They took him maybe on a whim, and he's really working out for them at the moment. And all he needs is half a season, and that could be the difference between winning a final or not. So he's actually playing some pretty good football. But it was a team effort. They came out, the fluency of the ball movement, the I'm gonna screw up this word. Purposeness. That's not a word.
Purposeness. The purposeful nature.
Purposeful nature is what I went for.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Of the way that they were playing was unbelievable and so night and day. I just couldn't believe it. And I love a fan footy comment, but all the comments were like, "Happy Gilmore 2's going to have to wait," and I was dying, bro. I was dying.
Either of you guys watched it yet? Or no?
No, I haven't seen it.
Not yet.
No.
Let us know in the
We'll have to
comments.
watch it all together, man.
Let us know in the comments if it's worth watching.
Yeah.
But all those old men on fan footy saying Happy Gilmore 2's going to have to wait just because the game is turned on its ass is hilarious.
Love it.
All right, next game. Matt, I've got to eat some humble pie. The Suns did it. They
The
beat
Suns
Brisbane.
did it, yeah. Look,
I didn't think they could. I got to be honest.
crazy, man. It's crazy. I did not expect that at all, man.
They obviously just didn't come with the right attitude to Adelaide. I mean, Adelaide obviously potentially the best team in the comp at the moment, but to have such a poor effort last week is so disappointing given the season that they're having. But the only thing you can do is really respond, right? And they've come back and they've beat Brisbane, who are challenging.
Well, the staggering thing is the 20 goals 10, like the score they put on in the wet, like it was a miserable weather game, and they put on an elite offensive performance in spite of that. So that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, look, bit of credit now for them because we talk about Rao and 15 clearances, right? So he had an amazing game. We talk about Anderson a lot. A game from Alex Davies, I think it's his first game of the year, comes in for 30 disposals.
I feel like he plays all right when he plays.
Yeah, no, I agree.
When he's not the sub, he does well.
Yeah, he comes in and he gets ball, man. He gets ball. Was it 18 uncontested, 16 contested? That's some good numbers, man. Like, yeah, boy can play.
And it shows the depth, right? Because Rioli's out as well. Joel Jeffrey goes back. Alex Davies comes into midfield, took Miller.
Yeah, Fiorini's been very solid as well.
He has.
Playing
found a role for him.
What's up?
They found a role for him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of like took Flanders' role somehow. If you think about it, he's a bit everywhere.
That's the weird thing. Yeah, like they're still not utilizing Flanders, really, are they? I don't know. But yeah, that's another team that we have to be worried now.
It's good to see the scoring mix for him. So Long 4, Ainsworth, Farah, and Humphrey 3. King only 2. So that's their only bet in finals, in my opinion. Is just don't go King all the time. You can't. It's not going to work. So if guys like Long step up and these other boys, they're a chance.
What's going on with Brizzy, man?
Yeah.
I did say that when Cam Rayner kicks 3 goals, they usually win. It's a bit of an exception.
Look, it's hard to be worried about Brisbane when they lose. I don't know.
Should we be harder on Brisbane? I feel like whenever they lose, they're like, they'll be right.
Yeah,
it's because they've been there and done that. They've got the respect.
Look, they won the flag last year, right? But they'll need a top 2 position, and that's threatened at the moment, right? And they've got some tough games coming up. So
I just don't think like you put them against any team in the finals, in a finals atmosphere, weather's not pissing down. Are we really thinking they're not in that game? Like,
no, we're not.
I personally think like when they've reached that level of aura where they can show up when they need to. I'll be surprised if they get done in finals.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the real question with them. Is can't really overreact to the premiers losing like that until it's in the finals. And if it does happen in the finals, then it's like, all right, you guys actually suck. Which who knows? Maybe they need this. And they've had a couple of these humbling performances this year. Maybe they need it just so they can remind themselves, hey, we do need to actually rock up, and we're not.
Well, I think what they learned last year, they had a horrible first half of the year, and they still went on to win the flag. I think that does something to a group where you're like, we know what we can do, and we know not to overreact.
Yeah.
So for me, like, they've done that before. I'm not going to sit here overreacting to a loss. So, like you said, it's all about the results in finals, and they may not win. Back-to-back's hard, but they're still, man, heavy favourites for me in terms of top 4 chance for sure.
I feel like there's a bit of philosophy there. It's like, don't be too down when you're down. Don't be too up when you're up. You know what I mean?
Well, imagine you've literally lived that and had the ultimate success.
Yeah.
It's not just theoretical at that point.
Yeah. It would be quite like comforting.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, I can still do this.
And Faig's definitely like, he's not going to let them lean into that too much. Yeah. He still gets up at him when they need to.
Yeah, I reckon he's got some old man wisdom that he can, sort of pardon the boys as well.
I like to think he'd be saying that exact thing to them, to be honest.
Yeah, I reckon, boys, you can't be too down when you're down, Says, as Matza said, you know what I mean? Like, maybe he pulls it up, he pulls up this footage and, it galvanizes them, man.
Do you think there is a level of complacency from them, though? Because they've done it from 5th, they think, we'll get there, we'll be right.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But also, it goes the other way. A level of sort of maturity to then pick it up when you need to as well. Who knows?
True. Speaking of maturity, mature display from Fremantle, doing what they need to do. Hayden Young having that performance to remind us, hey, broken play, and he was one of the most improved midfielders last season. Having been moved into the midfield from the halfback.
Correct.
And
huge that they pick up the form before he came back, and now he's just back like gravy on top.
Yeah, true. It's just cherry on top, for them. Murphy Reid, right?
My boy.
The better Reid in this case, right? 3 goal assists, 15 goal score involvements.
I'm not entirely surprised.
Mate.
Not even that little bit. It's my boy.
Someone had posted, I think it was on Twitter, they posted a photo of Robbie Gray, and it was Murphy Reid, Robbie Gray, handshake.
Interesting.
That's a nice little comparison.
It is, isn't it?
Because we're talking a dude who, Robbie Gray was probably meant to be a midfielder, but then ends up, being pretty much a, permanent forward, half forward, higher forward, gets involved a bit. That's a nice little comparison there.
I like it. I like it a lot.
You know,
Speaking of the other Reed, not to talk too much about him when they lose. Dude had like 5 or 6 frees against in the first quarter.
It's standard him.
Like, I'm sorry, if you're a teammate of his, we've all been there in like some sort of sport environment. If your teammate's more on the aggressive side, cool. If he's literally like ruining your chances at winning by being an idiot, not cool. And I think he gets way too carried away. Obviously, he's a youngster and that's part of his game. And I do love it, but 5 in 1 quarter, man, come on. Like, no, it's a derby, but relax.
Dude, I feel like there's probably a little bit of like, okay, we don't want to tell him off because we don't want to get him upset.
Correct.
Honestly. Like, and I think that's, I don't know. I hope that they can actually, you know, put him in line regardless. You know, you shouldn't feel that way that, oh, you know, if we upset him, he might go cry and might go, you know, cry all the way back to Victoria. But like, you know, I know it's there's a bit of feeling that that's the case.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. And then I get, who would actually go up to him and say it?
And that's the thing now. There's no
like,
McGovern.
is it Liam Duggan?
Nah.
You know what I mean? Like, even though Liam Duggan's the captain, I don't know, bro. I feel like Harley Reid could beat up Liam Duggan. Let's be fair.
Baker's their only leader, man.
Yeah.
He's their next captain as well.
Yeah, but I feel like Harley Reid could beat up, you know, Liam Baker. You know
They could probably beat up anyone, man.
True. Actually, who would win in a fight? Like, who's the strongest bloke on that team that you wouldn't want to mess with? You know, I reckon that's the dude. You get him to go up to Harley Reid and you go, hey, bud, stop.
Who would it be currently in the current team that played on the weekend? You'd back in one of the ruckmen, maybe.
Matt Flynn.
Yeah, maybe Flynn.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, it would have been McGovern for me.
Maybe
now. Yeah. Who you think?
Maybe Jamie Cripps can throw a jab out.
No way, bro.
He was the last player I would have thought.
No, he's got that. He's an old head. He's been there. He's done that. He's got the mature body. He's got the IQ on
Matt
him.
always.
Matt always, bro.
Remember when everyone was like, "Oh, why are you calling him to Matt always?"
He's been horrible this year.
God, man, that's a bad season.
He's done nothing.
Yeah. You know, an interesting thing with him, like he's Cat B rookie because he used to play basketball. Can you believe that dude is the basketballer?
Apparently, he was a decent basketballer as well.
Yeah, he played for the Hawaii Rainbow Dragons or something. Like, search it up. I don't know exactly what they're called. I swear they're called the Hawaii Rainbow.
This guy's
Dragons.
got such
I'm
pocket
not searching
picks.
it. I'm just choosing to believe that. That's what it is.
I'm gonna fact check. You know that he played for the Hawaii Rainbow Dragons. I'll be back.
The only thing I noticed by watching this game for a little bit was the dominance of Freo's ruckman, and we know that they're dominant ruckmen. And if you look at the hitouts, it's not crazy skewed to one side, but the quality of hitouts that Freo got led to just flood straight into the midfield, straight into the forward line. It was so stark, the contrast between the two teams. So that was, to me, the obvious difference. And look, West Coast came to play a little bit like they usually do sometimes, but then it was 60 points is about right? Yeah. That's just what you'd expect. So,
all right, so I'm fact checking it now. So he played FIBA under 17 World Championship. So he represented Australia and played for the Dandenong Rangers in the Southeast Australian Basketball League. Following his junior success, Owies received an athletic scholarship to play NCAA men's basketball for the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. Not the Dragons.
Rainbow Warriors sounds... it's not too bad.
I reckon Rainbow Dragons is cooler. So, I don't know. Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. There you go, Matt. So
there you go.
See, I know some out-of-pocket facts.
That's a nice ball.
Do you guys remember that I did a video about...
You did. I remember you said
made the video.
I remember he had a basketball background, but not the team name.
Yeah. The Hawaii Rainbow.
That's a good level, man. Far out.
Yeah, no, NCAA scholarship is like crazy.
Under 17s, Australia, FIBA, that's huge.
Yeah, no. It's the last dude I would think, because he's, you know, a small forward in the AFL. But point guard, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he would have been a Delhi type.
Yeah,
scrapper.
100%. 100%. Probably should go back to it though, because, you know, the footy stuff ain't working. Yeah.
Anyway, all right, let's talk a bit of North here, Matter. So,
how have you let Cameron kick 11 goals on you, Rob?
Look,
and Dangerfield eat a Savaki.
How was it only?
To be honest, we don't know because we left at halftime. We'll be honest. I had morning shift the next day.
Cat's out of the bag. All right.
Yeah, no, had to just put it out there. Look, so we get there and the initial, you know, there's a bit of initial excitement at the start of the game because there's 2 contested marks, and one from Zerha, one from Paul Curtis, and we're like,
even before even those moments in the game, like Matzo was a bit unwell last week. We're looking forward, like we knew he'd be better by the weekend.
Yeah, we thought
only a few games left on the membership. We knew we weren't going to win, but we're like, let's just go. Bit of a vibe. Marvel Stadium had $2.50 meat pies. Got a couple of those.
Zane Dersma played half back. That's exciting.
I'm like, all right, let's go. And then, like you said, a couple nice moments early on. Couple easy goals for Cameron. You're like, oh, he's already got 3.
Yeah. And the thing, actually, I will say, before Cameron was kicking his goals, before his second goal, right? They were already looking for him.
Yeah.
And that pissed me off straight away because I'm like, man, they're already trying to stat pad for him so he can get his comment.
And
they
Bailey
were already
Smith as well, stat padding.
Yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden, like, obviously towards the end of the game, they took the piss. But the fact that they did it from the start, did the boys not notice that and be like, I'm pissed off now. Let's beat these dudes.
Yeah. And there was, look, you can see very clearly up close, it's a men versus boys literal physical difference. So when you can't stick one tackle and the opposition's nailing you with every tackle, you're going to have this result. Now, we have a second gamer in Zach Banch, who's, how tall? He's like Brent Harvey height, right? Nick Watson type, literally.
Nah, he's the target man, of
there
course.
He's the George, target I shit man. You not. We're kicking it out of defense. Imagine kicking it out of defense and your decision 3 times in a row is to sit it on Nick Watson's head down the line. And then he gets speckied on and bullied 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Wild. Like I keep saying it to Matta, my one pet peeve, I can handle you're not as good. I can handle a lot of things, clearly. But I can't handle the basic lack of IQ of just normal football players. I'm not expecting you to carve up Geelong. I'm expecting you to not sit it on Zach Banch's head multiple times in one quarter. Basic shit. You got to know your teammates, man. So that kind of stuff just drove me mad. Matzo actually said, I think it was like quarter time or maybe even pre-game, I can't remember. Where he said, like, look, if this gets ugly, at what point realistically do we leave? And I actually said at the time, look, 3/4 time. We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
At half time, we looked at each other. We're like,
bro,
let's just go.
Did we just go? And we left.
Yeah, we left. Yeah.
Earliest I've ever left.
Did anyone else kind of leave?
Yeah, no, there's people leaving as well. It wasn't just us.
It wasn't like a wave of, there wasn't that many to begin with, to be fair, but there was enough people to be like, oh, we're not the only ones.
But look,
and on the way, sorry, just quickly, on the way out, because it was half time, all the smokers go out and they're scanning their ticket to get back in. They come up to me and Matta, we're like, it's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, nah.
It's not that kind of leaving. We're not smoking.
Exactly.
Although it was enough to take up smoking, I'll tell you that one.
Yeah, no, maybe. Yeah, look. Nah.
No, look, we suck, man.
Yeah, we suck. We suck. And they don't really deserve anyone to make out the whole game. They don't deserve everyone to be there. Like, it's, again, low IQ, low effort. Yeah. Like, all of a sudden, Sherry goes out and, we can't compete anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this type of loss is just uncompetitive. It's disgusting.
And then
this is something we were meant to have moved on from last year or the year before that.
And it's the end of year thing that's been happening to us where the players are just, their heads are in Bali or something. Like they're just giving up. This is going to happen more than once. What shits me as well, and I've been a Clarko defender because I really do believe the list just is not ready to be competing. And look, have we improved a bit this year? If we look at the whole year, sure, a little bit. But when he comes out and says the usual bullshit of like, we know where we're at, tell me where we're at because you traded away our first round pick. That's the thing that shit me the most about all this. And I will say in the VFL, Matt Whitlock, who we traded it for, kicked 4 goals. Is he a key back? Is he going forward kicking 4 in the VFL already? I'm excited by the proposition. But you still did it. You still expected to not be second last again for like the 6th year in a row. We're in the bottom 2. So that pisses me the fuck off.
Yeah.
Now, could we have had a few more wins this year? Sure, but we didn't. So it's the same old shit as far as I'm concerned. I will say one thing. This is going back to the start of the pod, talking about Naz. I'm not suggesting anything, but we got robbed of that level of talent in Taron Thomas. This dude was on the trajectory to be doing Naz-like stuff, similar athleticism, goal scoring, dominance, and we just got it ripped out of our team. So obviously that's not got to do with this result, but just as a team build goes, so much has gone wrong for us, man. I'm getting sick and tired of it.
Yeah.
I like the stability, but it's not even a next year thing. I'm looking towards 2027, to be honest.
Well, it's interesting to say that because I didn't watch this game, but when I saw the score, I thought to myself, man, these guys are so far from it. Right? Because there were stages at this year where we thought, all right, North is actually taking a step forward, but looking at the whole picture now, it doesn't look like they have, and you can't really say that they have moved forward this year, right? And I'm looking at this team. Obviously, I don't know North Melbourne like you guys, but say objectively, other than the top end talent that you've received, like a Sheasel, McKercher, obviously the pick last year, what's his name?
Fino Sullivan
looks good.
Who played, by the way, on ball for the first time in the last quarter, 8 disposals. Look good.
So, like, clearly there's some talent there, but I'm looking at the list as a whole.
Look, there's no Larky there. There's no Wardlaw there.
And Sherry.
There's no Sherry there.
Sherry's the big one.
That's 3 of our top liners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that this list build over the last 5 years, like you could almost say, like from a Carlton's perspective, we built a massive list and it's failed. Do you think that you guys clearly haven't maximized the draft? Because I'm looking at this team and I just, other than some of these young backmen that look like they've got some potential, as a neutral, I'm not looking at anything.
Well, this is the thing, and this is why I'm saying I'm not even looking to next year, because I don't know the answer to that. You've got Will Dawson, who's getting bodied still, but he's 200 centimetres. You got Matt Whitlock, like I said, in the VFL, kicking goals, but also being a good defender. I don't know what he is yet. So
there's a bit of unknown.
It's frustrating to me that I won't have the answers, not even next year.
Yeah.
Because it's been so long already. Like, it's already conservatively like a 6-year rebuild. It's going to get to 10 before we'll even know these answers, and it's just so dark.
Yeah. Well, I've experienced it. It took us 10 years, right, to get to a prelim.
Yeah.
Right, effectively, or 8. And I think you guys are going to be in a similar boat. Like, you look at someone like Richmond, how they're rebuilding. Clearly, they're doing it better than. But I don't know, man.
Well, Richmond, and I understand what you're saying there. It's an easy comparison, but they have something we never did, literally, which is a core group of premiership veterans, not just any veterans.
Yeah.
Premiership veterans still on the high performers when they do win, and now they're just blooding the youngsters. We've started from nothing, man. Like, we gutted whatever veterans we had, drafted poorly, couldn't recruit anybody. Like, this is the longest rebuild, I think, in AFL history.
Just about, yeah.
From getting to just out of the bottom 4.
Yeah. Look, in the modern era of like the way it is now, like, you know, with the draft and this and that, it must be the longest. Like, because usually the draft is a pretty quick equalization process.
Well, let's get out of the bottom 3. Like, that's all we're asking for here.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
We could have if a few games went our way this year, but again, they didn't. And I'm not an excuse kind of guy. So it sucks, man. I will say just one observation as well. I said this a few times to Matta. Sheasel's had a little bit of a down year this year. I don't know if it's a confidence thing or whatever, but his body physically, I think he's changed up his physical profile entirely, because he looked way more muscular than I remember even at the start of the year. I think it's one of these things where I wouldn't be surprised after the season's done, where because he talks about his diet and stuff a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he's deliberately done this so he can get more power, and then he'll trim down again and go. I hope so anyway. But
yeah,
he looks good. Like,
he does look good.
Muscular.
He does look good.
Yeah. But anyway, look. It's kind of cooked, man. It's really upsetting, but it's what it is.
Couple more things we've got to talk about on this game. So, Jeremy Cameron kicks 11 goals. At one stage, Riley Hardiman was on him. What the hell is going on? Combin's chilling in the forward line, you know, twiddling his thumbs.
And they put him in the defense in the last quarter, and he looked like he gave a shit, and he looked great, which is just so upsetting. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. So there's that. And Paddy Dangerfield, like, what sauce did you get with your souvlaki, bro? Like,
that is so funny though,
bro.
That is hilarious.
So disrespectful, but like, honestly, like, that should be the wake up call. That should be North Melbourne players' screensaver, or, you know, lock screen, is Paddy taking the absolute mickey out of you and having a souvlaki by Constantina on the bench. You know, I'm assuming he went upstairs to souvlaki by Constantina, which is at Marvel Stadium.
Well, I would have,
and grabbed one of them, you know, and said, you know, like, you know, I don't know, maybe he went no onions, no tomatoes, went pure, you know.
Well, there was
like
no line, I'll tell you that, because no one was at the game.
No, exactly. There's no line, you know.
I'll tell you what though, so exactly what you said about they should be taking this personally. I don't think they will, because all the North players ever talk about is the culture at the club and this and that. Like, we've been in the dumps. How is the culture good?
That's the thing. And
look, it's not good. I'm telling you, because I've experienced it, and I know that our leaders are not the type of leaders that, like, I hate Pendlebury, and he's got no personality, but you know he's just a monster.
Yeah,
robot, you know he's a monster.
Leader, monster. Yeah. Are our guys going to be, is Clarko going to show them the photo of Danger eating a souvlaki and saying,
they better
look what they did to you? I bet you're not, though.
Yeah, they really should.
This is the issue, man.
And like, mate, Jai Simpkin, take responsibility. Someone.
I'm so
who's our vice captains? Take responsibility.
I've been saying this for years, though, man. Like, when Bailey Scott is winning your best and fairest and runner up in your best and fairest for like 5 years, and he can't get a game now in this team.
Yeah,
Simpkin winning best and fairest. Look at him. Like, can the guy play well? Of course he can. But he's not the leader. He's not the guy like dragging that club forward. And you can't pin it on Cheezel for now. He's already been a like god level rookie. How much more can the kid do, right? So it's just pathetic, man. But here's the thing. I'm trying my best to just isolate this performance and a few bad ones this year because there have been some good ones. Like,
Yeah, of course.
we
There's been
did
some
a number
great
on you guys,
performances,
did a number on Melbourne, which we weren't
I
capable
think that's
of.
just more about those other teams.
I know, but we weren't even capable of doing that to West Coast last year or like other bad teams. So like the fact that we can take a team that's in the dumps and actually beat them comfortably for once.
Yeah.
It's a half step in the right direction. But what I'm saying is like to even get out of the bottom 4 for it to be this damn hard for this damn long is just crazy to me. Like when's it going to change? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Georgie was saying it's like it's a two division league. How are you saying? Two tiered. Yeah. And this to jump from a tier from tier 2 to tier 1.
Yeah.
It feels impossible.
Well, you're gonna have to rely on improvement from players maybe you wouldn't expect, and you're gonna have to. They're gonna have to do it quickly. Like someone like a Paul Curtis this year has improved significantly, but do you have other players that are gonna do that? Because if they don't, and you don't get a big fish or something,
correct.
How are you gonna get better?
And the thing is, I agree with you. And recruiting is going to be very hard. But then we can also say, and this is the optimist in me, like 3 weeks ago, we almost beat Freo at Optus. How did that happen?
Yeah.
So clearly something's there.
Yeah.
But then you look in a game like this, and Geelong is walking the ball into their 50 with none of our players in the defensive 50, handballing it, taking turns, kicking goals from the goal square. No one on Jeremy Cameron within 20 metres. You're like, how is this the same team?
Yeah. Is that because is either like the spiritual leader back in the back line and setting it up?
Yeah,
what is it?
He shouldn't play
because you
forward.
look at the setup at points, and I've seen some footage. It's disgusting, man. It is disgusting. Logue, coming in. What's his name?
Shit,
Like,
Logue's an idiot.
Logue's, like
He's a loser. I'm sorry.
Just following the ball, coming up the ground, and leaving people behind them.
Yeah.
It's just not how you defend, man. And we mentioned that the futsal talk, right? When we played futsal, right, we weren't professionals, obviously by any means, but we knew you don't pass the ball across goals when there's a defender, when there's a forward like hovering around.
Yeah, and if you do,
Little
you're like,
things.
shit, I stuffed up, and like that's clearly why we're not at a high level of futsal.
Exactly right.
To see AFL players making basic IQ mistakes like that is like, how?
Yeah.
Like, if you're gambling, you're leaving your man. Like Jeremy Cameron at one point was in the 50 on his own because we were 20 metres ahead of the field, just hoping to win the ball. And if we didn't, there goes Bailey Smith and Holmes, kick over the top, open 50. Like, are you going to gamble like that, really?
Yeah.
Like,
it's like doing a run forward in futsal and not paying attention to see if anyone's back to,
just hoping
behind
you're going to score.
Exactly
halfway through
right.
the game. Not in the dying stages trying to win it. Like, just normal play.
Yeah, just normal play. Just, doing a little run and having no one behind you. Like,
cooked,
you just, I never used to do it because I don't run much. But like, but even if I did, me who has zero running capacity would be sprinting my guts out back.
Anyway.
These dudes don't care, bro.
What do you say?
Anyway.
Look, I will say we won the last quarter, so well done, boys.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
Look at the positives. I'm sure that they'll put that on the whiteboard. Won the last quarter.
Exactly right,
Good
man.
stuff.
Ran out the game, boys.
Yeah, so we won, and Dangerfield got a nice little souvlaki.
The only thing to add, Champion Data, get your shit together. I want another 200 club player.
How is that not an auto double century?
But back in the day, Jonathan Brown would kick 8 goals or 10 goals, and he's at 260 Supercoach.
Bro, but
Times have changed, man.
Contested marks. Jonathan Brown must have taken a lot of contested marks.
You know what it is? Because the game was so done, all of his goals just contributed to nothing.
Maybe.
And I think that's what it is. But 20 possessions and 11 goals.
Should have been.
Us the jokes, man.
That's the jokes, bro.
Anyway, let's speed run the next couple.
Speaking of jokes, mate, Port Adelaide joke.
I know, at least
mate.
we're not Port. Port was in a prelim last year.
Mate.
And they're having this happen to them. At least we're a shit team.
I hope
Mate.
Butters leaves, man.
That would be, honestly, if he leaves there, bro, that could be worse than us, bro.
I think if that leave, I think either way, Port's like bottom 4 next year.
Mate, so I feel like, you know what, man? Wherever Horn Francis goes, the team just is broken.
He's not even
off.
playing. That's the funny thing. But
I know. Even if he did, do you reckon they'd get anywhere near this Adelaide
but
team?
you look at their list here. I'm just looking at the Supercoach scores. Well, like 80% of this team is the same team as the prelim. How has this happened to them this year?
No idea, man. Look, to lose by almost 100 in a wet weather game. It wasn't just a wet weather. It was like
Sideways, right? Man?
bro. It was disgusting, right? It was, bro. They were playing footy in a pool, but like, man, disgusting, bro.
Look,
disgusting.
the Crows they just bullied the shit out of them. They're a tough team, man. They've gone so under the radar. They're top of the ladder. Are they? Oh no, they're second now because the Pies won.
Yeah.
I was watching the end of the game, and when the siren went, because they didn't win by 100 in the end, 98, for like a second, the fans were like, oh. And then they realized, hang on, we just won by almost 100. And then they went crazy. Imagine that. You're like upset because you didn't win by 100. I long for that feeling, man. Oh.
That would be great, man.
They're just playing as a team. I reckon they're the best team at the moment. Like
Yeah.
not individuals.
Well, look, if you look at their CBAs, right? Because I love looking at CBAs. Peatling, Sam Berry, Curtin, Saligo, and then Dawson.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful, mate. Sam Berry and Peatling right at the top of that.
And the fact that it can change week to week is the scary bit.
That's unbelievable. And this is against a midfield that's 8 in Port, right? Like the one thing, mate, Saligo in the wet.
Jake the Snake, mate.
Jake the Snake Saligo in the wet plays better than in the dry. Bro, like,
He actually does though.
He's
a
so
wet weather
clean.
footballer.
Yeah, bro, he was clean. Like he's pretty clean, obviously when it's dry too. But in this game, he just shunned, bro. He was fantastic, man. He's a bright point in my draft season. I will give him that, man. Jake the Snake Saligo. I'm a Jake the Snake guy.
What about Beardthorpe?
Beardthorpe, I'm a Beardthorpe guy as well, man. Shout out to Beard. Shout out to Beardy, mate.
The fact that he's so tall and so clean in the wet. Obviously, he's supremely skilled. That was his whole thing. He's just getting better and better. People are saying like you're starting a team from scratch, Darcy or Thilthorpe. You mentioned a few weeks ago. It's like there's a conversation,
mate. I think it's just about more than a conversation. Just because Thilthorpe's got the physical aspect. Like Darcy might get there eventually.
He will get there.
He will get there eventually. But like, I feel like 1-on-1, Darcy is the best. 1-on-1, no, like there's no way. But Thilthorpe is just a brute, man.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I said it to you guys, but he's a Viking. With the beard.
He's the non-flying Viking.
He's the non-flying Viking. And he probably can fly a little bit as well if he wanted to. So, yeah, he's, man.
Yeah, look, there's no real lowlights in the Adelaide team at the moment. You look around and everyone's doing their job. I think, I reckon if you're Luke Pedler, you're thinking, Rochelle, don't come back anytime soon, man. Because this guy could have grand final appearance. He's surely the worst small forward to be in such a good team.
Well, look, there's him. There's players like Cook. There's a few dudes who that are fringe. Zach Taylor, Chase Jones, Chase Jones, who was actually
such a high pick.
He was a high pick, bro. He was in that draft.
He's in the super draft.
The super draft.
Yeah. He's the only top 10 player that hasn't really done anything.
Yeah, and they didn't even. And can you believe it? They didn't even need that in the end. They still drafted so well. They drafted Curtin, who all of a sudden is looking like one of the... He has to be a rising star. Must be.
No question for me now.
He's unbelievable, man. Look, Adelaide fans, just be excited, man. Just enjoy it. Shout out Stonky Doink, man.
Oh, yeah. He'd be loving
ride the wave, ride the wave.
Would be loving life.
He would be loving life. And I was wrong about Thilthorpe, Treacy over Thilthorpe. I was wrong. Mate.
Yeah, but with the evidence at the time, you were right. It's changed this year.
Yeah, this year it's changed.
Treacy's not a bad player.
No, Treacy's great. I love the big kahuna. I'm a big kahuna guy, man. I love the way he goes about it, the presence he has up the ground. But it's nowhere near Thilthorpe, mate.
You weren't wrong. The facts have just changed. That's all.
No, you're right. No, you're right. That's it. Appreciate the support, man. Like that's
You were just wrong about Jack Steele, that's all.
I was just wrong about Jack Steele.
All right, next game, quick one. Collingwood didn't really feel the need to go put Richmond away sooner, but that was never in doubt. Do we need to talk about Dacos? How good's Dacos? He kicked 3 goals.
Look, you know what I'd say about Dacos? Everyone's like saying Dacos will win the Brownlow this year. He is leading the coaches' votes, which I'm kind of surprised about because I'm kind of strong on the fact that I don't think he's had a great season. I feel like there's been better midfielders.
Look, he's not been his dominant self in every game, but he's still, and he plays his role for the team. And when he's
that's without a doubt, right? And he's a superstar. Don't get me wrong, but
I'd almost feel disappointed if he got it over like Dawson.
I think Dawson should be All-Australian captain.
Yeah, no, I agree. Him.
I think Anderson's been incredible.
Yeah. I think even Matt Rowell.
Matt Rowell's been good.
Because Rowell polls so well. That's the one that I'm kind of I feel like it's going to be his.
In and under, there's who else? Like Bailey Smith will get a lot of votes. Who else? Like Brayshaw started the year really strong. Who else is a midfielder that's dominated? Who's like an unlikely one?
Andy Brayshaw.
I feel like Andy Brayshaw is a decent shout, to be honest with you.
Maybe Cripper somehow just keep polling.
No, Cripper won't poll.
That's what you think. That's what you think, George.
Yeah, true.
He'll get 20 votes.
Mate,
that's my prediction.
Naz will get a lot of votes. Tom Green will get a solid
Do
amount
I get
of votes.
extra votes?
I'm interested in Tom Green because he does poll, and Callahan has had a good second half of the season.
Actually, true. Yeah, so he might steal a couple
not,
votes
not
here
the
and
strongest first half.
Yeah.
Oh no, look, Dacos deserves a Brownlow. Don't get me wrong. But
how about your boy Eddie?
Who's Eddie?
Eddie Richards, man.
Oh, I love Eddie Richards, mate.
He might poll all right.
Man, Ed Richards winning it.
Oh, bro.
First Brownlow medalist since Cooney.
Yeah, true.
Because there's no Bont.
Right.
Imagine Ed Richards pips with the Bont for the Brownlow.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's Hugh McDamage as well.
I don't know. I feel like, do you reckon he's going to poll well?
He'll poll 20.
Yeah, all right. Fair enough. I don't know. I feel like he's not as obvious, you know what I mean, as their other mids.
I said it last week to Dean. I was watching those two big midfields go at it, and I thought McLuggage looked the most likely, man. It's special. Anyway, what's my point? My point is that Dagus is good, but I just don't feel like he's had anywhere near the same season, and people are talking about him like he's just won the Brownlow.
Yeah, no, I think.
But is it because he's had such heavy tags, and still in those games he's done well?
He's got a lot more attention this year.
So I think that's actually going to work in his favour when it comes to vote time. Like all the attention on him during the game, and the fact that he still has moments in those games. I don't know.
Maybe that's a fair call.
We'll see.
Look,
anyway,
we didn't expect Cripper to win by that amount last year. I didn't expect him to double Bont's vote tally, which was disgraceful. To be honest,
it's hard to predict. Yeah.
But yeah,
all
anyway,
right.
I think we'll move on to tips.
Let's go tips. I was going to read out the leaderboard, mate. Skivo, can't be caught. Lana S, 130 in first place, 2 votes ahead of Kiara Tinney.
Shout out Kiara.
So Kiara on her way there, but can't quite close the lead. Then you got Bock Hall and Fish and Crips tied for third on 127.
Yeah, same names every week.
Same
mate.
names every week. Consistency.
Yeah, well, look, out of those people, the only one I know that is a subscriber is Kiara. So shout out to her. She gets a t-shirt, mate. Like, I'll be shocked. Yeah, I was always going to get her a t-shirt, because she really wanted it. But now I don't even need to give her a pity t-shirt. I'll give her a legit t-shirt.
Actually,
this has been earned.
Come on,
Kiara. Man. Yeah, so I'd like her to beat Lana Skivo, but
Lana comments, it's like, hey, man.
Yeah, it's hey, I'm a subscriber too. I hope so, man. Shout out Lana, man.
All right, so
this is a big game.
Thursday night,
Huge game.
Marvel Stadium, Dogs, Giants. Who you got, boys?
I'm going to go Dogs just to make it fun. If they lose this one, I think they're out of the race, surely.
That's a fair call. I'm going to go with... I'm trying to think, can they stop that forward line? Do they have the tools? I kind of think they do.
They do.
I kind of think they do. Do the Bulldogs...
I'm gonna go Giants because I kind of want the 8 to be set and then the last few rounds just be like who's gonna play who. It just changes every week. I reckon that'd be fun.
Okay, look, I'm gonna go GWS as well because I don't know. Bulldogs are just against the good teams. They don't really do that well. So happy to go GWS. But I'm not good at tipping, so it doesn't. So that doesn't really mean much.
Me neither.
Adelaide versus Hawks. That's another
Thursday, Friday night's going to go off.
Bangers, man.
That's nice. We'll go Adelaide. We have to go Adelaide.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. No, at Adelaide Oval.
D's hosting the Eagles. Could you imagine the D's lose this one?
I don't think they will.
It's back at Marvel as well. Back to the
crime scene.
The crime scene.
We got to go with them.
Surely.
Gold Coast versus Richmond. Well, look, Richmond, they seem to be Gold Coast here and there, but it can't happen now.
Surely they don't lose to Richmond twice in 1 year.
Gosh. Nah, surely not.
Sydney, Essendon. Got to be Sydney. Collingwood, Brisbane at the G.
It's a fun game.
Very fun game.
Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go Collingwood just because, they're first and Brizzy, don't really deserve a pick, a tip after last week. But they do need to show something, Brizzy.
I'll go Brizzy.
I'm going to go Pies.
Back them in.
Fair.
St Kilda v North.
North do not deserve a tip.
Shout out Chris. We're going to the game with him.
Yeah, we'll be going with Chris, which
We're
is
back.
cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So honestly, and Dano said it, if you're not available, we're not going.
Yeah. 100%.
Honestly, I'm going to hang out with Chris.
I haven't seen Chris in ages, man.
Yeah, he's a great dude. So we're going to go to that game with him, and Saints will win.
Yep.
Geelong versus Port. Geelong easy peasy.
How many does Cameron kick?
Actually, you know what? He could do well because Alir is apparently running on one leg, and they don't have a Sava, right?
He'll get 7.
Can I just say, I hope Cameron just kicks another 10. This 100-goal thing, it's still very, very unlikely. But man, if he kicks like another 7-8 goals,
does it count
in finals? Yes,
in finals.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, then.
But it doesn't feel as big. Doesn't feel as good though. Like you want it to be in regular season. Like I want it to be,
Could you imagine it's like a really close final and he kicks the 100th in the last quarter with a few minutes to go. The crowd floods. It's like, get off, man. Like,
I know.
This is not the time.
MCG,
Bro, I'm telling you, if there's a final where he only has to kick a couple goals.
What if it's the grand final?
That's the thing, man. You can't have 95,000 run onto the field in the grand final.
You have to.
But I'd do it as well.
That would be crazy.
I would like.
I'd try to get a ticket for that.
Yeah, no,
Oh, come
that would
on,
be
man.
a hot. Ticket.
Imagine me like on Instagram Live, like running in, like, oh my god, danger,
that's it.
danger. How's your souvlaki? Imagine that. Could you imagine that?
How's your souvlaki?
How was that souvlaki back in round 20?
Yeah, man. Did you get garlic sauce? Garlic sauce, yeah.
Come on, that's. I mean, Franklin did it in 2008, bro. It's 2025. That's how long ago.
Yeah.
This is potential magic. Moment.
I want some flowers from North if he does get the 100.
True.
Big contributors, the biggest contributors of the year.
100%.
And they obviously know about it. If you said they're looking for Cameron, man, that's the watch.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
That's the watch.
Anyway, Fremantle versus Carlton. We're going to go Freo on the
I've been
last
praying
one.
for like a Sunday 5 o'clock.
There you go. You got it, man.
I got it,
There
mate.
you go,
Hey,
bro.
can I just
There
say
you
quickly with the Saints and North game? Obviously, we're very happy to tip St Kilda.
Yeah.
What happens if North's up somehow by 6 or 7 goals at 3/4 time? Can you imagine the vibe? Because the Saints fans will be like,
We've done
"Don't worry
this.
about it, man."
Yeah, look.
And we'll definitely not be confident.
No. Look, I think at that point, the worst player on the field who's about to get subbed, get him to go knock out Naz. Like, what else could you do? Because that bro cannot be stopped.
I can't believe people don't do that more often.
The hockey, just start
Kill
a
the
fight.
best player.
Yeah.
How are you not in a grand final against Collingwood and Nick Dacos? How do you just not run in and just end your career on him? I'm being serious.
Well, didn't Alistair Lynch do that in his last game? He got in some fights against Port.
I'm pretty sure. I think these days it would like go down as like banned for like the rest of your like career and like probably an assault charge.
Yeah,
But like,
how come you
but
put
I
him
agree.
Like a Stephen May, like, oh, it was an accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly. I know it was an.
But how do you not kill their best player in a grand final? I actually don't understand it.
I just love how you say kill. I just love like, how do you not kill him?
How do you not like? Oh, he's there. Just grab him with the tackle and just do a massive sling tackle and just dominate.
Yeah,
Put him on his head.
Like a man.
just give him a
That's
tombstone
dark.
pole
It's like
driver.
the easiest way to win a game.
That's pretty dark. Yeah.
Yeah, no, give him a tombstone today. Finish him off.
Tombstone him, man.
That's it. But yeah, anyway, there we go. There's our football contribution. If it happens, you heard it here first.
That's it.
But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up there. A very interesting round of footy.
Emotional pod, this one.
I feel like it was quite emotive.
Got some things off my chest. I feel better.
Yeah, no, same man. Same. I'll be able to sleep tonight. That's good. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye-bye.